Hi, I'm Paul, founder of Alfie & Co Coffee Roasters here in Killearn, Scotland, and I thought I'd take some time today to show you the best way to make a nice mocha pot at home, even in your travels, because they work fantastic in camping stoves and caravans, whatever. So there's a lot of advice online, and we'd just like to clarify the best way of doing it, the way that makes the best coffee at all. So we always recommend to use stainless steel mocha pots. Aluminium ones, in our opinion, have only got a life of a year's use, and then after that you would need to buy another one. So there are health issues with that there as well. So try and use the stainless steel ones, and when you go to upgrade, always buy stainless steel. The other thing that we recommend is to get the right grind for your coffee maker. So at Alfie & Co Coffee Roasters, we roast and grind for each type of coffee maker. So this is a medium grind for the mocha pot. All our bags come in 250 grams of coffee plus the bag and the label. Every bag is resealable to keep the freshness in, and they also have a freshness valve on the very front. So we recommend that. You get the perfect grind for the perfect cup of coffee. So when you open your mocha pot, don't use the handle. That's only there for lifting it to pour. Always use the top and bottom hands on the body and unscrew. Now, because these go up to a bit of pressure, they have a safety valve on the side. And you always fill the mocha pot with cold water, not hot water. Hot water will instantly burn your coffee and make it bitter. So what you want to do is pour just to the bottom of the safety valve, as you can see inside there. You don't want to go above that, because then you're going to stop the safety valve from working in case you forget it on the stove. So please use cold water, and that way you'll get the best flavour out of the coffee. Sit this on top, and when it comes to opening up your ground, especially for the mocha pot coffee, there's a fill level as well that we recommend. So a lot of times they tell you to have it flat. We always say you make the little hill, and I'll show you how that works. So and you can see that the grind of this coffee is not as coarse as it is for a cafetiere, and not as fine as it is for an espresso. So it's specifically designed for the mocha pot. So I'm making a little hill of coffee like that. And that helps the coffee to extract all the flavours out during the brewing process. So, using my finger, I just gently tap this down like this. And it's giving a slight compression, a slight compaction, as you would do, a barista would do when they're making an espresso. Clean the coffee from the seal round the edge here. And then important, very important, when you put the handle on the top and you put them together, don't tighten with the handle. It can snap off. What you do is you tighten body to body, and it has to be quite tight. Now I've got this already quite warm here, so what we would like to see is a medium heat. A medium heat is best for the mocha pots. You don't want it too fierce, you don't want it too slow. So we'll set this on top. Lift your lid up, and that way you can not only hear, but you can also see how the coffee is brewing. So we'll come back to when the coffee is ready to brew so you can actually see. Okay, so we'll see you shortly. Thank you. So that's the coffee starting to come through, and you'll see that there's no steam coming through, because when you start to hear the ksh ksh as the coffee is finishing its brew, it means that there's effectively steam coming up. So the way that a mocha pot works is it doesn't reach 100 degrees in the base, but it's under pressure. So the water comes up here at 2 bar pressure, similar to an espresso machine. So as the coffee's now filling up nicely, and the water's just coming through and brewing properly, because it's the right grind and you've had the little hill and it's been tamped, you're getting a nice extraction of coffee and all the best flavours. Once we start to hear the kss, kss, then what we do is we take the mocha pot off and let the brewing finish. And you might find at the end of the brew, when it's cold and you open up the mocha pot, there's a tiny bit of water left in the bottom. and that's actually okay. So we're starting to see a bit more heat coming up as the Moka pot fills up with coffee. And the great thing about Moka pots is that the coffee goes straight through, the water goes straight through the coffee into the pot at the top, so it's not extracting all the caffeine out. So a Moka pot is actually not got a lot of caffeine in it in the form of making it. We're starting to see it now. You can see the little bubbles beginning to form at the top. That's just coming to the end of the water effectively. And we're starting to see some bubbles forming, and that's you ready. And what you do at this point is you take it straight off. And you let the coffee finish itself. So, Moka coffee is quite close to espresso in its taste and flavour profiles. And you can drink it on its own as an espresso, or you can add it to your coffee to make a latte by adding hot milk, or an Americano, so you just add hot water to that. Not boiling, but near enough. And it's very versatile. I even use it in cooking my chili con carne and bolognese because it puts in a fantastic flavour. So we let this cool down, clean it out. The coffee grounds can go into your garden. They're very good for the garden. And enjoy a cup of coffee. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.